All right, Mandy, it is Podkinz episode 110, and we've got a special one today, don't we?
We sure do. Look, it's getting to be time for Christmas.
Yeah, and there you and I are with a special pet. It's the snowy retriever puppy, and we're going to actually be talking about that a little later. But
yeah, it's very exciting news about the snowy retriever puppy, so I can't wait to reveal what's happening.
Exactly. So this is kind of like a nice Christmas episode because we've got lots of cool events coming up. And actually to share some of them with you today, we've got two guests in studio today. They've both been on the show before. Mike's here, who's one of the artists, of course, at Webkinz. Hey, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no problem. And then we have Eric as well, who's a technical artist here. Right, Eric?
That's right.
Welcome, guys. I'm glad you guys can be here. We have a lot of stuff to go through today, including, Mandy, we're going to be giving away a code at the end, right, for a Moonbeam Mosaic tile.
Yeah, this is so exciting. We have this special new Black Friday pet, which is our holiday kitten, and it is absolutely adorable. I luckily got one early, and I've been showing it off in the clubhouse, and everybody seems really excited. And yeah, so during Black Friday weekend, you can visit the clubhouse, and everybody's going to get a Moonbeam Mosaic tile when they click on the kitten because...
So cool.
Yeah, the story is that the kitten's guiding all the holiday kittens to Webkinz World. So we want you all to put down these Moonbeam Mosaic tiles in your room so it can lead the holiday kittens this weekend only.
And yeah, and that kitten is actually only available this weekend as well, right?
Yes, well, exactly. That's the thing. The holiday kitten is here from November 23rd to 25th. It's in the E-Store and W Shop, but after that...
That's awesome.
That's it.
So rare pet.
Very rare.
Just like that snowy retriever we're going to talk about. But,
yeah, that's another rare one.
Yeah, so the reason why Mike and Eric are here is actually we have that awesome Christmas cabin room theme that is coming out on December 1st. It's going to be available throughout the whole month of December. And these guys were a huge part in creating that theme. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. But first, Mandy, why don't we check to see what's in our Kinz post?
Dear Podkinz, hey there. I just thought you might be interested to know that I have been a fan of this game since 2007. I just got into so many other things and forgot that I had an account. 11 years later, on the day of sending this message, I made a new account and started playing. I must say, I'm frankly surprised that Webkinz doesn't have more players than I've seen around. I only had one plush, Fluffy, a Himalayan. Finally, a question. Why can you only make 4 classes a day at the Webkinz Academy? Thank the team for me for making such a great game. Sincerely, Kupika, or Chaos Wolf 23, I guess is their username. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for coming back to Webkinz.
Yeah. 2007 was, early on. But
absolutely. And you know what? We always hear about players coming back to play Webkinz after a bit of a break, which is awesome. And yeah, to answer their question, you know what? Deluxe players can take each pet for 4 classes a day, and regular and free players can do 3 classes a day.
For each pet, though, right?
Yeah, for each pet. Exactly. So the more pets you have, the more classes actually you can take a day. And because when you first start out an account, you're a deluxe player, so Chaos Wolf 23 must still be on their deluxe trial to be able to take 4 classes a day with their pet. But the reason is, you know, because you level up as you continue taking your pets to the Kinzville Academy, you level up, and after you pass each level, your pets actually become better at stadium competitions at the Webkinz Stadium. So we have to limit you to the amount of classes you can take a day so that, you know, you just don't go through all of them in one day. But like Mandy said, the more pets you have, the more classes you can take because you can send each of them to the Kinzville Academy daily, which is really cool. And of course, if you do 15 days of classes with the pet, you unlock recess, which is so much fun because there's a lot of cool stuff to do at recess and to win at recess. So there you go. Thank you so much, by the way, for your email. Mandy, you and I send everybody who's featured on Podkinz, if they have their email read, we send them something cool, right? From the e-store.
That's right. We always send a little present from e-store for everybody whose Kinz post gets read on the air.
Exactly. So check your inbox if you hear your letter read on the show. So Mandy, we have another one. This is the final one we're going to hear today. And this one's from Vanilla Ice Latte. So here we go. It says, Dear Mandy and Michael, I am new to the Webkinz world, and I was delighted to find your podcast. I am so happy that there's a chance to vote for our next mayor. It is great that you are letting people choose their future and simultaneously teaching children about the importance of voting. I do have some curiosities about the election. A, is there a limit to how many times you can be mayor? B, If Dr. Quack isn't reelected, will he go back to running his clinic? I think that he should, because children should learn that pets get sick if you don't take care of them. C, if PJ Cawley is elected, will the Kinsville outlet close? I hope it doesn't, because then people who can't afford deluxe membership can't buy clothes. And D, are there any specific plans for Webkinz Christmas? And if so, what are they? Thank you so much for taking the time to read my letter. I hope you are able to respond to this. Sincerely, Vanilla Ice Latte. Well,
wow, that's a lot of questions.
yeah. And we do have time to respond to this, and we are going to right now. So yeah, there's some great questions there, Mandy. First of all, the Kinsville election, that voting actually starts on November 29th, right? And it goes to December 2nd.
Right. And we have never discussed term limits, have we? So
no.
I don't know if Dr. Quack wins again. I guess we'll have to see whether or not he can run for a third term.
Yeah, I don't see why not. But you know what? If he isn't reelected, I don't think that he'll go back and open up the clinic, right? Because
yeah, I think he's looking forward to retirement. He's had a very busy life.
Yeah.
Right.
And actually, Goober he cured this sickness in Kinsville a couple of years ago. So there you go. But so if PJ Cawley is elected, will the Kinsville outlet close? You know what? PJ is really into fashions, right?
And she's a great multitasker, too. So she can handle it all.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, like you and me, Mandy, PJ loves her job, and I don't think that she's going to close the outlet. So there you go.
And the e-store's certainly not closing if Sophie wins. So I'm sure the Kids-style outlet won't close for PJ.
There you go. Those were two of the candidates, Dr. Quack and, of course, Dex Dangerous as well. Mandy, do you have a favorite that you'd like to win the election so far?
Well, I think Sophie's pretty fabulous.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Guys, if you know who you're going to vote for in the election, maybe leave a comment below. The last one, are there any specific plans for Webkinz Christmas? If
well,
so,
we're going
to
talk about a lot of that today, aren't we?
Exactly, we are, and we're going to show the December event calendar as well, so just give you guys a heads up on what's coming to Webkinz World this Christmas. So thank you, Vanilla Ice Latte, for your letter, guys. If you want to email Mandy and I, you can email us at podkinz@gans.com.
The Inside Scoop!
All right, let's get right to it. Mandy, we've got a great new theme coming out for Christmas, and it's the Christmas cabin room theme.
Gorgeous. It's so cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lovely.
Now, Mike is here. Mike, you modeled all of these in 3D, right? And you also did a series of concept sketches for each one, which we showed off on Webkinz News.
Yeah, I see a lot of items there that I worked on. Yeah, there's some other items, too, I recognize.
There was only 9 items actually that was part of the Christmas cabin room theme, and so I've created a Christmas cabin here, and I've thrown in a bunch of different stuff. There's like some Jumbleberry Fields prizes there. There's all different kinds of stuff in this room, but you can see a few of them. And I thought that what we'd do today, Mike, is we'd go through and then maybe compare some of your concept drawings to the final items, and we can talk a bit about my favorite ones that are part of the theme.
Sure, sounds great.
All right, so the first one, actually, in this one, you see that fireplace right along the left wall, which is awesome. It's so big and tall, and it really creates a nice centerpiece for the room. And here's another look at it compared to the concept drawing. Now, this is actually really neat because I found that a lot of your concept drawings for this theme were really close to the final item that you modeled in 3D.
I know that's the way I guess I tend to work. I am always making color decisions and design decisions in the concepts.
Cool.
And then, yeah, when it comes to the 3D, I'm just pretty much following my concept, unless, you know, maybe a different angle, something needs to stand out more or whatever. But
right.
Yeah.
And we were reading a lot of the comments on Webkinz News when we released these concepts, and actually you'll notice one of the big differences here is that the garland was removed. So on the left there on the concept, you see that garland around behind the stockings, and then we removed it, right, Mike? Because we found that players thought it might be a little bit too busy with everything going on, including the garland.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that a perfect example of having the concept to look at and kind of make those decisions from?
No, absolutely. And now, Eric, when Mike is done modeling these items, you make it work, right? You put everything together, make sure it works well in the room.
Yeah, that's right. I made sure the embers are burning and glowing and nice and warm.
That's cool. So you added some of the animation. And actually, one thing that we did was when we were taking a look at this in one of our art review meetings, we decided, you know what, because of originally it wasn't planned to be a stove, but when we saw, or have stove functionality to be able to cook on it, but when we saw that pot pot and pan that Mike added there, we decided this would be a really cool stove item.
Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't difficult to add that to this item because we had a great grill to work with. Yeah, just made it look like you wanted to cook over those hot embers.
That's very cool. So let's move on here. Here's a look at the bunk bed. Now, Mandy, you know what's so cool? I love this theme because, yeah, it's very Christmassy, but something like this I could see being used in any sort of bedroom design, not only necessarily for Christmas, right?
Oh, this will totally work all year. Like, imagine if somebody were building a cottage or a cabin or any. That would look nice in any bedroom. And that teddy bear's so cute. Like, this is just perfect.
We actually have that Campkins theme as well. Remember, and this would be really cool, like a Campkins bunk bed sort of thing. I could see this totally at a summer camp.
Yeah, this would be great for summer camp, right? Because then you could get more campers per cabin.
Yeah, you know what? I always wanted a bunk bed, but I never had a bunk bed. Mike, did you have a bunk bed growing up?
No, I think camping, I slept in bunk beds. But yeah, I was going to say something about the concept was finished and there was no teddy bear in this one. And I don't know if you remember, you walked by and you made a suggestion. You was like, oh, I think you just need something. And then you said, oh, maybe a teddy bear. And I think that's the best, that's the finishing touch to that concept.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know what? Actually, we held a vote on Webkinz News and allowed players to choose which theme that they wanted to be released for Christmas. There was 3 to choose from, but I remember one of them, we added a teddy bear on the chair. And so the idea would be when your pet sits down on the chair, it would look like it was sitting next to the teddy bear. So I think maybe that came into mind when we suggested adding the teddy bear there. But that just brings up a good idea. Eric, would it be possible? I think it'd be really cool if you had a teddy bear lying on the bed and then your pet, if it slept on the bed, it would look like it was curled up next to a teddy bear. Would that be possible to do?
Oh, definitely. That's a great idea, actually. That's a really cute idea.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. We'll work that into one of our items. But I think they're beautiful drawings. I love the detail on those sheets. And what I really like, actually, is kind of funny. If you look at the ladder on the left, it looks kind of rickety. It looks kind of maybe a little unsafe.
It got reinforced.
Yeah, like you want to be careful maybe climbing up that ladder, but then it looks nice and sturdy there. But I actually also noticed there, that might be a safety feature. Mike, did you think of that? Because look, there's the safety boards as well added around the mattress there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hazard. I didn't want people to be afraid to climb up the bunk beds.
Yeah, those are important.
Yeah, and Eric, of course, bunk beds in Webkinz world, 2 pets can sleep on the bunk bed, right? One on the bottom, one at the top.
Yeah, that's right.
Love. That's so cool. And this is the first time we've ever had actually a bunk bed in the W shop available to get for Kinz Cash. So I'm sure a lot of players are going to stock up on these ones because it's really cool. And again, this theme is available from December 1st to 31st. So only for a limited time only. Now, taking a look at this, I think this is really cool. It's the kitchen counter. And I love this because actually, if you see in my drawer, I'm just going to go back to my room design before. I put 3 kitchen counters on the right there. One is facing in the room. And then there's another that I turned around and put the barrel in front of, and then another right next to that bunk bed. So the back of the kitchen counter actually looks like it could be wall dividers. And then so I've cornered off that little corner with the bunk bed to make a little bedroom in my Christmas cabin, which I thought is really cool. Now, Mike, when you were designing that, is that something that you had in mind?
Yeah, definitely other items. I've seen people use it in the like room theme contests. I've definitely seen really creative use of that. So lately I've been thinking about that more when especially making the 3D item, that I want the backside to have some design element to it.
Right. No, that's neat. And again, like the concept is really close to the final one. Just curious, looking at this, was there a reason why you have a purple cup on the left and then the white cup on the right?
I was looking at that thinking of, because I haven't compared the two for a while. But I think when I was making it in 3D, the purple just seemed to stand out a little bit too much.
Okay.
And I didn't want your eye to be drawn to that,
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I thought the white would blend in with the plates and stuff.
Right. So it feels like the cup usually has a home on the shelf, but of course it has some hot cocoa or something in it right now. So it's on the counter. That's cool. And Eric, this item has a unique functionality, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the player can come up and fill the sink up with water when it's time to wash the dishes, and you can leave it full. And then when you're done, you can pull the drain and drain the water away.
That's nice. So just clicking on this item, it it causes the sink to fill up with water, which is awesome because, you know, a lot of players, you know, we like to role play and maybe they're, you know, cleaning up after Christmas dinner or doing the dishes or something. But there you go. But nice to see that there's nice running water and plumbing in the Christmas cabin. But I see also, this is an interesting piece because you can see actually the legs of the tub. On the left, you see all four, but there you just see two. Is this like, was that an old-fashioned sort of design? Was there a deep thought behind this decision?
No. I didn't want to take away from the wooden structure.
Right.
That's what, you know, I wanted to have that wood carry through and just have it as an attached element.
Right.
So that's why I just, you know, had the two legs with the metal.
Well, it's great. And I love, too, how that placemat sitting on the counter there picks up that beautiful pattern that you've used for some of the pillows and fabrics of the other item, which is nice. And I also love that some of these items have that washed green color to the wood, and then some of them just are plain weathered wood to match the walls and flooring, which is really neat. Speaking of walls and flooring, there's a look at it, which is neat. We've done sort of similar wallpaper and flooring in the past, but what I really like is that snow that's resting on top, so it makes it really feel cozy and enclosed.
Yeah, and I really like the window that's incorporated into it too.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and that's cool, right, Eric? Because if you add a room to either side of this cabin, the door will fit right underneath the window.
Yeah, absolutely. It lines right up and it adds a really great design to the door frame. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And actually, here's a look at all of the items together. There is also another window that's included in the theme. You can see it there in the top right corner. And this window has some unique functionality too, right, Eric? Because based on where you place it in the room, right, the scene changes outside.
Yeah, anywhere you place it, it's a different vantage point to the same outside. So if you place it further up on the wall, you can see a tree. And as you drag it across the wall, you see the full view of the outdoors.
So, Mandy, one thing about this theme that I thought is really cool is that there's, you know, several of these items you could use in different room themes that aren't necessarily themed for Christmas. You can use them any time of the year, right?
Oh, definitely. Like, I think the chairs and the table particularly could go anytime. Like they do have a Christmassy feel, but they're not so Christmassy that you couldn't use them elsewhere. And again, as we were saying with the bunk bed, these would be great for like a cabin or a cottage or to go with Campkins. And again, I mean, some of the items are so beautiful when they have those Christmassy elements added that make them so special this time of year. But also the other pieces can either way, which is great.
No, absolutely. Let's take one more look here at the Christmas cabin. And I do want to say that this one is going to be available to purchase for Kinz Cash on Webkinz.com and on the Webkinz mobile app. But again, coming back this year, only available on the Webkinz mobile app is going to be the Countryside Christmas room theme. And you can get that in the mobile zone of the W Shop and also in the room theme section of the W Shop on Webkinz mobile. And here is a room design that Copper's Mommy 08 put together using that Countryside Christmas room theme. And I think it's beautiful. And I think it matches the Christmas cottage room theme perfectly. It's like you can create a little outdoor scene, go through the door, and then you're inside the cabin.
Exactly. Like the snow that Michael incorporated into the room, the interior room fits so perfectly with this exterior cabin.
So yeah, I have a question for Eric, because the window item, you see outside of it, it's using a wallpaper. And isn't it this room theme?
Yeah, it sure is. It goes together. I thought it went together perfectly.
So this is what you see when you look out the window from the interior room. So
That's right.
cool.
Which makes it even more perfect to create a cabin. And of course, if you built one of these rooms last year, Mandy, now you can move rooms around your map.
Oh, such a great feature that we talked about in our last Podkinz, and everybody seemed so excited about it.
Oh, yeah, I don't think everybody's was so excited about it. I'm sure there's a lot of players right now reorganizing their rooms. And so, yeah, if you built one of these Countryside Christmas rooms last year, you can move it around wherever you want to place it next to your Christmas cabin. So there you go. So cool. And now I do want to spend the next part of the Podkinz talking about that little puppy that is standing there with us, Mandy. That's the Snowy Retriever puppy. Yeah, and it's actually a brand new medallion pet that is arriving in Webkinz World December 1st, but there's a special catch to it, right,
there
Mandy?
is, because you know what? We love the medallion pets, and it's so fun that there's something that you have to collect these medallions to get. Sometimes players wish that they could collect them faster, and you know what? Sometimes you just have to work for things, right?
No, absolutely. But this one, actually, there's the catch, because you're only going to be able to collect these Snowy Retriever puppy medallions from December 1st to 31st, and they're actually going to be appearing as a floaty clicky. So every single day, players can click on 4 of these medallions. If you see one floating in on your account, you can click on it, and it will be added to your collection of Snowy Retriever puppy medallions. And you can actually get 5 a day if you're a deluxe player. So that means you can get quite a bit throughout the month. You need 100 Snowy Retriever puppy medallions in order to adopt this pet. But
you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. And to make it even easier for you, on Christmas Day, we're actually going to give you 25 of these medallions on Christmas Day. And they're going to be in your Christmas gift box. So all you have to do when you open up your gift box by dragging it into your room, you'll see this little medallion with the bow wrapped onto it. When you get that in your dock, just drag it into your room and you'll get those 25 medallions.
So, yeah, this is really exciting news, because that means that within a month, you can all get this Snowy Retriever.
Exactly.
So
for free.
Cute.
Which is awesome. He's so cute. I love his PSI, that toy trunk and the PSF.
Oh, can we take a look at the
Sure. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, there's the trunk.
Oh, really cute. So perfect for Christmas. And then are those yummy
cinnamon buns? Yeah.
Oh, my
Ooey
gosh.
gooey cinnamon buns. Yeah, little mini cinnamon buns there. Now, Mike, did you work on this one?
No, sorry, I didn't.
But now, Eric, you must have done some things with this. Now, is that a storage container? Can you?
Yes, it is actually.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a toy chest, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone can keep their toys in there.
That's really, really cool. And those cinnamon buns look delicious. Now, you're still going to be able to collect all 24 other medallions by playing in the arcade.
Yeah, and the regular
Webkinz.
way. Sometimes with your login and will there actually, Michael, will there still be occasionally pet medallion floaty cookies as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, so you'll still be able to get that. You can get that once a day. And of course, you're randomly awarded one of these 24 medallions. It's a great way to get them. When you go to the arcade, if you see a gift box next to some games, those are the games that have the chance to award medallion. If you play the game well and you get a good score, you'll have a chance to get that. But you won't be able to get that Snowy Pup medallion by playing games in the arcade. You'll only be able to get it through that floaty clicky. And of course, I wanted just to make sure that everybody knew where their medallions are stored. So if you see your pet portrait there's my German Shepherd in the bottom left corner. On the pet care heart, there's a little paw print, and that opens up My Pets. If you're playing on Webkinz Mobile, you can open up My Pets with the Things to Do menu. And so you click on that, it'll open up your pets here. You'll see all the pets that you've adopted below there. And then there's a medallions tab as well. So if you see at the bottom there, I only have 2 pets on this account. There's the medallion tab. And when you click on that, you can see all the different pets you can adopt by collecting pet medallions. And that Snowy Retriever puppy is going to be first in the list there starting December 1st. And every single time you get one of the medallions, you'll see it there. And when you collect all 100, that little button will turn into an adopt button, and you'll be able to adopt it right there, and it'll be added to your account, which is really cool. And Mandy, of course, if you're not interested in adopting a Snowy Retriever puppy, you can also, every single time you get 10 medallions, you can trade it into for any pet medallion and add that to count towards another pet that you're trying to get from the list. So that's really cool.
True. I mean, I don't know who wouldn't want the Snowy Retriever because it's so cute, but that is a great idea. If there is a pet that you really, really want on that list, like what's the dragonfly?
Right, the diamond dragonfly, I think, and then there's the rainbow googles. Yeah.
So say you really want those pets. You could always collect your Snowy Retriever medallions and trade them in for any pet medallions. So that's an option. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you play every day throughout December, you'll have more than enough medallions in order to adopt this puppy, which is really cool. And I can't wait to see who adopts it first, because I'll be looking around the clubhouse to see if I see any Snowy pet medallions. Yes?
Here is a question for you, Michael.
Yeah.
Say you do really well at collecting and you reach your goal before the end of the month. Then any medallions that you collect after, do you still get to keep collecting?
Yeah,
so
totally.
Then maybe you could get all your Snowy Retriever medallions, but then you could maybe do that any pet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then if you don't manage to get all 100 throughout the month of December, after December ends, you won't be able to collect these snowy retriever puppy medallions anymore. But you can trade in any pet medallions to count towards it there as well. So there you go. But here's a look at actually the event calendar for December. That medallion event runs throughout the whole month. We've got a Days of Play event coming up. That's from the 8th to the 15th. And that's where you get free plays in the Magical Forest, which is really cool. So all those like Fairy Falls and Woodland Wonders, things like that, you get free plays there. Of course, there's the Countdown to Christmas event, Mandy, and you get a free gift from Miss Birdie every day. And we're doing something similar on Webkinz News as well, right? With an advent calendar.
That's right.
Yeah.
The past couple of years, we've done an advent calendar, a 12-day advent calendar, and we have a super cute one planned for this year. And of course, we usually do a Christmas card that comes with a code. So we might be talking about those later. And also, we have big news that sort of goes along with our snowy retriever, is that we're going to ask you to design a medallion pet. So we're having a pet design contest, and whichever pet is the winning design, we will actually be making it into a pet in time for Webkinz Day.
Nice.
And so we might run a similar event for giving away a pet in April.
That's exciting. We've been doing these design contests fairly regularly, which is really neat. This year we did a Pet Buddy design contest, and so 3 players had their designs turned into actual pet buddies. But I know players missed being able to design a pet
Yeah,
this
they're
year.
really popular, our pet design contests.
Yep, so this gives players a chance to actually create a pet, which is awesome. Of course, on Christmas Day, December 25th, you're going to want to log in for sure, because remember, you get those 25 pet medallions in your gift box, which you don't want to miss. But also, throughout December, well, from the 1st to the 24th, if you go to the clubhouse and you go to the Santakinz clubhouse room, you'll be able to sit on Santakinz lap, and you'll be able to choose one of 3 gifts. And whichever one you choose, you'll actually get in your gift box on Christmas Day. So, guys, don't forget to log in on Christmas Day. That gift box only is available for that one day. And then, of course, Mandy, I love our trophy challenges. And starting on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas on the 26th, we're going to have a Bathtub Battles trophy challenge.
Oh, that's a tricky one. Wow.
Yeah. But it's a tournament arena game.
Yeah, but it's so much fun.
It is so much fun. That runs from the 26th to January 1st. So we're giving you a little bit more time to complete this one. You do have to play the game a certain amount of times, win a certain amount of times. But of course, this is one of the games that you can challenge a host to play against. So when you go to the tournament arena, if you don't have any of your friends that are online at the same time, you can either challenge a random opponent or challenge a host. So there you go. Lots of stuff happening in December. Now, Mandy, time to give away these awesome Moonbeam Mosaic tiles.
Yes. So we've got a code that you can register in the code shop on webkinz.com, and it awards 1 per account, and it expires on the 31st of January. So the code for the Moonbeam Mosaic tile is W24F 6WXV N2N8 XZCE.
There you go, or Z. But there you go. Mike, did you work on these? Just
Again,
any item
sorry.
we see.
I'll
Okay.
take the credit, but I'm sorry. Whoever did it did a wonderful job.
They are.
They're
I'd
super
love
cute.
They are super cute. I'd love to leave Mike with the credit, but actually, I need to take the credit.
Oh,
for this
wow.
one.
There you go.
Yeah, Eric is not just making everything work. He's creating items too sometimes, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made
Multi-talented.
these.
There
It
you
was
go.
a lot. It was a lot of fun. These. I actually really like these items too. It's really cute to create pathways and stuff, and they sparkle. And
Okay, so it does actually shimmer in the
Yeah.
road.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool. And again, you can go to the clubhouse each day throughout Thanksgiving weekend in order to get more of these. So you can actually create a whole set of paw prints in your pets room, which is really neat. Now, if we do read one of your emails on the show, Mandy and I will send you something cool. So if you want a chance to hear from us, please email us at podkinz@gans.com. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/webkinz. So you always know when we come out with a new episode of Podkinz. And Mandy, there's a bunch of Podkinz that we've done in the past that players might want to listen to as well, right? And they can always go back and listen to those.
Yeah, they can go back and listen. There's always fun information and, times we've gone and played in game or showed off rings
Yeah.
and stuff. But also, like some of the more recent ones, the codes, we usually, give a fairly long expiration date. So if you have missed any of the more recent codes, be sure to check because they might not have expired yet. And you want to make sure you get all those items.
There you go. And guys, stay tuned to Webkinz News because we're going to be releasing more information about all of our Christmas events. That hat that you're wearing, Mandy, is actually one of the countdown to Christmas prizes that you can get from Miss Birdie.
Is that new? Because I don't think I've seen it before. Yeah, it's so cute.
Mine is the plaid one. That was released maybe last year or the year before. But actually, I think you're going to be able to win it by spinning one of the wheels around Christmas as well, which is really cool. But we are at the end of our podcast. And Mike and Eric, thank you guys so much for coming in. I know everybody loves to hear from the artists.
No, it's great. It's so much fun to always be on this, being invited. So thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. And Eric, thank you too, of course. Really informative.
No problem. Yeah, it's great.
And Mandy, of course, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And thank you to everybody out there listening or watching. All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye.